It was okay when Rob was in and out. I think she finally, not that I know if I was thinking of it. She'll come back. It's got big slides, so I can't do My dad actually, he changed both of his dogs, so they got big kids. So when they're out, the dogs would get out. There's no way they can do it. So they train because Rob and Mary got the dog screen door. Yeah.
Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Before we begin, could I ask if you could switch your phones off or onto silent just for the next little bit, just a little reminder? That would be much appreciated. Oh, there you go. That's what we asked for. There's always one. It's fine. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here today to celebrate and remember Robin's life. And a warm welcome to those who are joining us via the live stream. On behalf of Liz and Amanda, thank you all for taking the time to be here. It really does mean a lot to share this time with people who knew and loved Robin. It was important to them both and their families that today reflects the love and respect that they had for their Auntie Rob, and they are grateful to you all for the friendships that you've shared with her over the years. My name is Gina Brakey, and it's an honour to lead today's memorial service for Robin. It is my hope that this time we spend together will celebrate a life lived well and reflect on the qualities that made Robin so unique and so special. We come together today in loving memory of Robin Douglas, a loved sister, aunt and friend. Today is an opportunity to spend some time together and honour a life that touched many people in many different ways. At just 74 years of age, we know that Robin has left us too soon, but knowing that her recent struggles are over and she is now at peace, I hope can bring some comfort. As sad as it is that she's no longer with us, instead of focusing on what has been lost, today we are going to remember what has been shared, the people and the experiences that gave Robin's life meaning and purpose. Knowing Robin as you all do, she wouldn't want a big fuss made of her. However, I do feel sure it would mean a great deal to her to see her nieces, Liz and Amanda, pay tribute to their aunt this way. Seeing you all here would have meant the world to Robin, and we hope she's looking over us with a smile, knowing how much she was loved. As we begin, I would like to acknowledge the people who are most special to Robin. She was the very much loved sister of Sue and twin sister of Rosemary, who sadly passed away only last year. And she was the cherished aunt of Jason, Amanda, Marcus, Rebecca, Liz and Sarah and their families. To Robin's extended family and to everyone else here this afternoon, you were all an important part of her life, and I'm sure if she could, she would thank you all for the love and the friendships that have been shared. As you take this time to remember her in your own special way, may it remind you of how much she has meant to so many. I have a short opening poem to share today. They are words I feel certain Robin would want you all to know. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no tears as you say goodbye. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little but not for long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey that we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all part of the Master's plan, a step on the road to home. When you're lonely and sick at heart, go to the friends we know, and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go. Well, everyone here today has shared your own special connection with Robin, and I feel certain the common theme throughout your memories and stories will be of a lady who was generous, compassionate, family-oriented, strong and determined. A selfless woman who was always putting others before herself, Robin was always there to support and help when needed. She lived an adventurous life and she got to see so much of the world, but above all, Robin's love was for her family, and that was at the heart of everything she did. And her warmth and her caring nature not only touched them, but everyone who knew her. After speaking with Liz and Amanda, here is just a little of what they shared about Robin's life. Born in, I'm not going to get this right, but it's Coeur d'Alene, there you go, Idaho, in the USA. To parents Noel and Gwendolyn, Robin had an older sister Sue and her twin was Rosemary. Noel was an American and he met Gwendolyn, an Australian, while here in Australia serving in the Navy. They married in Sydney and they moved to the USA where their 3 daughters were born. And then in 1955 they made the decision to move back here to Australia to be closer to Gwen's family. Sydney was home for a few years before moving to Cobram, followed by a move to Eltham. Robin attended Eltham High School and as a young girl she enjoyed playing softball. After leaving school, Robin worked as a bookkeeper and she continued in this line of work for her whole career. Wherever she worked, Robin was an intelligent and dedicated employee, and bookkeeping suited her organised nature and her attention to detail. Robin met Bob Douglas and they were married in Greensborough in 1980. They moved to South Morang and then on to Port Welshpool, where they enjoyed going game fishing together. Liz and Amanda remember their aunt telling them that she also loved to collect fresh oysters from the rocks and eat them fresh from their shells, and she really loved living near the water. From Port Welshpool, Robin and Bob moved to Gladstone Park. She was working for a company, Deneve Signs, as an account manager, and this company had contracts all over the world. She held a very responsible position and she was a valued employee. Throughout their lives, Robin and Rosemary had always shared a special bond. Robin was also close to her sister Sue and happy to help with her young family whenever she could. Someone's coming around the back now. When Sue's husband, well, no, who's turning up late. When Sue's husband, Mick, was working long hours truck driving, it was nothing for Robin to help out with the kids. She would often pick them up from school, feed them, and wait for Sue to get home from work. The kids also loved going to stay with their Auntie Rob during the school holidays, and they loved watching scary movies with her. In 1995, Robin and Bob separated, and she moved back to Lewiston in Idaho, where she had family living there. She worked in the county sheriff's office, and while there, she loved following her team, the Cincinnati Bengals, in the NFL American football. But in 1996, a phone call from back home here in Australia convinced her to return, and she returned the following year. In 1997, Robin moved into a small unit in Mill Park, and then in the year 2000, she and her twin, Rosemary, built a place in South Moraine, and they moved in together. Both had been living on their own, so they decided that sharing a home was a good idea, and for the next 10 years, they enjoyed each other's company. Going to bingo was one of Robin's favourite outings, and she was always hopeful of the elusive jackpot. In 2010, Robin moved to Box Hill to be closer to her job with Melbourne Finance, and then a few years later, she and Rosemary built another house together in Wallen. Again, they enjoyed living with each other, and they shared a truly special bond. In 2019, they decided to sell up, and the family once again convinced Robin to move closer to them all. Liz and her family had moved here to Bruthen with her mum Rosemary, and she joined them. And also Robin obviously joined them, but Bruthen for Robin was too rural. In 2020, she moved into Broadlands View Retirement Village, or living I should say, and she settled happily with her fluffy dog Peaches. Robin quickly made friends with her neighbour Lorraine. They even have a gate in the fence between them. And with Tom and Jan, with Rhonda, with Lynn and Ian, just to name a few. Known as the Village Girls, Robin loved catching up with her girlfriends at every opportunity, and she felt safe in this community where everyone looks out for one another. Robin developed a keen interest in family history and genealogy. She loved researching the past and learning more about her family connections. She also went on regular lunches and outings with her friends, and she played cards on a Monday in the community centre. She also loved to tinker at home and arrange plants in the garden. Robin was very house proud, and everything had its place. Quiz shows like Tipping Point and The Chase, British TV shows and game shows, and more recently, good old Home and Away, kept her entertained and kept her mind active. Over the years, Robin had loved to play card games such as cribbage, canasta and bridge. She loved a Scotch and Coke, and she had a special love of elephants, frogs and butterflies. In the late 90s, the girls told me that their Auntie Rob went on a trip to Thailand with Graham and Deb, where she got to ride some elephants, and it was such a highlight for her. She loved all animals, but she had a special love for these gentle creatures. Well, Robin was an intelligent and well-informed lady, and those who knew her well knew never to get on to the topic of politics. She had, oh, hear this if you won't believe. Oh God, they said, oh God. She had her opinions, and she wasn't afraid to voice those opinions strongly. Lots of nods in the crowd. Well, Robin was Amanda's godmother as well as her aunt. They shared a close bond, as did Liz and her extended family. Not having children of her own, Robin knew how fortunate she was to have family that cared so much. Auntie Robin was the one that they would go to for advice, and no matter what, she always had their best interests at heart. The past few years have been difficult for Robin, dealing with the challenges of COPD. She knew how lucky she was to have some wonderful support from family and her neighbours at Broadlands View, of course, and it became a real team effort in the end. She remained determined, and she gave her all, and after a courageous battle, Robin passed away peacefully at the Traralgon Hospital. She was just 74 years old. Well, there are so many stories and memories to share. That's just a very quick snapshot of her life and what's brought us here to today. There's a couple of tributes that I would like to share today from family members who have sent them through, and then I believe Lorraine and Rhonda are going to come forward. And then if anyone else would like to share anything, there is a chance to do so. So I'd just like to share these few tributes. This first one is from Robin's nephew Marcus, and it's titled My Wonderful Aunt Robin. It is with much sadness in our hearts that both myself and Connie, due to work commitments, are unable to be there today, joining you all in the celebration of my Auntie Rob's life. However, we were able to have a video call with her only hours before she passed away, and we will remember forever what we said and shared with her during that call. It was very, very special to us. It's hard to put into words all the special times and the things I did with my Auntie Rob. One memory I recall consistently is when my mum would say to me and my brother that we were going to visit Auntie Rob. Sometimes it was a short visit, and sometimes it was for a few days. I remember being so excited that I was able to spend special times with her. She would play lots of different games, take us on adventures, and just do cool things that boys wanted to do. She was an excellent cook. As a boy, one of the favourites she would make me was lasagna, and it was better than my mum's. And when I was older, another favourite that she made often was when we visited her, and it was her special oysters Kilpatrick with Jack Daniel's whiskey sauce, of course. Another thing I loved doing with her was when we visited her in Gladstone Park, we were able to go swimming in their pool, which was great. Over the years, there has been lots and lots and lots of happy times we spent with Auntie Rob, and these memories will remain in my heart forever, never forgotten or taken away. And I just have another tribute here, a beautiful tribute from Robin's sister Sue, who can't be here today either. Even though I could not be here in person, I am here in spirit. Before Rob passed, I was very fortunate to be with her and whisper my goodbyes to her. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to be here today to celebrate her life and remember the person she was to them. No one was like my sister Rob. Growing up, we shared countless memories of laughter, happiness, warmth, kindness, challenges, family moments, and the special bond that only siblings can understand. Robin cherished her family, and in many ways, she showed us what we all meant to her. There were times when she put our needs in front of her own, and there wasn't anything she wouldn't do for us. She was happiest when she was with her family. For me, she was always there when I needed her support. She loved to mind my kids and have them spend some of their school holidays with her. My kids also loved those special times. As a big sister, it made me so proud to tell people that I had twin sisters, Robin and Rosemary. Throughout her life, Rob loved trying new things with curiosity and enthusiasm. She was adventurous, at times risque, and she would lead her twin Rosemary, or maybe it was that they led each other astray whenever the opportunity presented itself. I remember when the twins were teenagers and inseparable, one prank Rob played was to swap her boyfriend with Rosemary's boyfriend. They would also take great delight in being each other, especially in the classroom, as the teacher could not tell them apart. These were only a couple of the many mischievous pranks Rob got up to when she was younger. I remember when she was living in Gladstone Park, some of the birthdays, celebrations, barbecues and pool parties that she organised. She got a lot of pleasure seeing people enjoying themselves and being happy. These were all great times spent with Rob. Rob loved to travel, and when we got the opportunity to go to America to celebrate our Grandma Carlson's 90th birthday, she was in like Flynn. I also remember when Rob and her husband took a holiday around the world. She was so excited for this adventure to begin. When she got back, Rob told me so many great stories about all the different countries they'd seen, all the different cuisines she'd tried, and all the different cultures she had learned about. With having met lots of our dad's family when we were in America, she wanted to go back, and when the time did present itself, she returned to live and work in America. She wasn't sure how long she would stay or when she would return to Australia. However, it was after about 3 years and a phone call from her old boss, Graham, convinced her to return. When she came back, she had lots of memories to share and so many stories to tell us all. Everyone who knew Rob knew she had a loving and caring nature. She was generous, compassionate, she was loyal, strong and determined. If you were lucky to be family or one of her friends, you would also know that there was someone special to her. At the time, the loss of Rob was unexpected, and I found it quite confronting and heartbreaking. But all the times we spent together and the memories that was created during her lifetime will live in my heart forever. Goodbye, dear sister. a beautiful tribute from Sue and also from Marcus. Thank you for sharing those with us. And if you're watching today, we hope you're feeling a part of today's service. Now, as I mentioned, we have a few other special tributes from friends, and Lorraine and Rhonda are going to come forward and share some memories. And if there's anyone after them, please, the mic is open to share some memories.
No domestics.
Oh, domestics. Hi. I'm going to repeat a lot of what's already been said, but I first met Robin with Duchess when I moved in. She was walking around and introduced herself, and then we had nothing to do with each other for a few months, and then we started having morning teas and lunches out in the village, and we became quite good friends. So, and then a few months after that, I got my little boy, Gus, which Robin absolutely adored, along with Peaches. As we all know, she loves her fur babies. So after that, Rhonda got Remy, Gus's little sister. So we became really good friends, the three of us. I'll leave the rest of that to Rhonda to talk about. Then Robin was marvellous with the computer and would offer to do everybody's government rebates for the village people. So she had a continuous stream of people coming and going, and she loved doing it. And when anybody needed help with the computer, she'd be there to help them. She also loved playing cards. Especially loved crib when Brian and his late wife Mary used to come, and Mary would bring her shortbread. That was made Robbie's day. Then we played canasta. She loved that, but she was the best shuffler. She used to shuffle for everybody because she was a real card sharp. Then she decided when they were cooking, and she was going to make a recipe. Right, had to be exactly to the book. Lorraine, have you got such and such a herb? No, okay. Jeanette, have you got such and such a herb? No, it's got to be fresh. I've got dried? No. So she'd in the car, down to the supermarkets to get her fresh herbs. Then what's got after that? Oh, then when she decided she'd ring me and say, Lorraine, come to the back fence. I've got some soup. So over the back fence would come the soup, or chocolate brownies, or muffins. That's right back. Then she decided she was going to be a gardener. Well, the first effort was one of Rosie's orchids, which was that pot bound. So did we have a mess in the backyard that day? And I think Jan and Eileen got some of those orchids.
We did.
And there's one at Robbie's now that's got a spike coming on it. So, and a veggie garden, she wanted herbs and veggies, so she'd be out there, oh, I've got a little bean coming on. So a few weeks later I'd go out and she said, oh, I've picked them, and they'd only be about this long, but she picked them because she was so excited because she had produce coming. And as we said, the last 12 months have been very hard for Rob, and yeah, so and hard for all of us. So, but she's at peace now.
Hi. When Amanda asked me to talk today, I thought, wow, what do I say? I've only known Rob for 4 years, but in those 4 years we developed quite a friendship. And I met her and Peaches, the same as Lorraine, walking around the village, and just from there we became friends. And also with Rob, the love of dogs. And I know Lorraine's spoken about it, but the love of dogs with Robbie was just amazing. So when I was asked to go to Melbourne on a weekly basis, I was talking to Rob, and she said, oh, well, who's going to look after Remy? That wasn't no concern about me. Like, hello, let's worry about the dog. So I said, oh, well, she'll go to my daughter's place and stay there, but your daughter goes to work. I said, oh, well, she'll just have to stay outside. Oh, no way, no. She's coming to me. So, unbeknownst to me, she's run Lorraine. We're having Remy. You can have her during the day, and I'll have her during the night. Okay, so that was it. Remy was organised. But that was just Rob. You know, she liked everything to be neat and, yeah, organised. So she organised you. We had a few lunches. We used to go out when there was a few less of us for birthdays. And that's also how the friendship and a few other friendships here developed. So, yeah. With the lunches and the dinners that Lorraine and Robbie and I had, and they both came down to my place one day, and my sisters had asked to meet them, because there's these two women that are looking after my dog, and so down they came for lunch. So we chatted away and chatted away. It was ages, and Barb just said to me, it's my older sister said, "You like the Village Sisters," and the name stuck. So that was yeah, that sort of came and stayed. So where am I up to now? I've sort of worked around. Oh, while Remy was at Robbie's, she went from Bispy to Bispy, and she's only a little Westie. So we had to put a break on the treats with Robbie, so yeah. And Robbie was also very generous with her time, her food, and her love. So, and she had her involvement in some things was small, but that's all Rob could afford with her health. But her involvement in the biggest morning tea, I remember looking over, and there was Rob, oxygen on, plugged into the wall, selling tickets for whatever it was that she was selling them for. Happy as a pig in the proverbial. So it was sad over the last year to watch Robbie's health deteriorate from such an active woman to losing her licence, that I think nearly robbed her of her independence and her freedom. But she still went down the street, not as often as what she used to, but she still went down the street. Yes, and there was a funny little story I just heard. I'm not going to finish on a sad note. A little story that I just heard while sitting there about Eileen and Rob having little drinkies together.
A little?
And the little drinkies went into big drinkies until they had to be kicked out and sent home. Now, I never knew that about Robbie until today.
That was a job and a half.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home and boy, they suffered the next day.
So, Robbie will be sadly missed. When I drive past, I have to drive past her place to go home. But I still say, hello, Robbie, that's on her past. She'll always be in our hearts, and she'll be missed. So to the family and to her friends, just think about it occasionally. Thanks.
Thank you, girls. It's not easy for anything that you do. Would anyone like to come forward and share anything further today? I know it's not an easy thing to do. We do have an opportunity, we're about to see a photo presentation, but before we do introduce that, I just would like to remind you there's refreshments served here this afternoon. You can turn the lights off. Refreshments are going to be served here this afternoon, so if you are able to remain behind, I know that Liz and Amanda and their families would love it. It's a great chance to continue sharing all those cheeky stories and memories that you have of Rob. She would love that. And I've got to tell you, you two here, I know Rob doesn't have children, I don't have children, and if my nieces and nephews look after me like you've looked after your own Rob, I'll be very, very happy. So she would be so proud of you, and this is just beautiful what you've done. Brings a tear to my eye. Please enjoy this photo presentation of Robin's life.
For you, baby, I'll be a man of my word. Speak the language in a voice that you have never heard. I wanna sleep with you forever, and I wanna die in your arms, in a cabin by a meadow where the wild bees swarm. And I'm gonna love you like nobody loves you, and I learn your trust making memories of us. I wanna honor your mother, I wanna learn from your paw. I wanna steal your attention like a bad outlaw. And I wanna stand out in a crowd for you, a man among men. I wanna make your world better than it's ever been. Love you like nobody loves you, and I learn your trust making memories of us. We'll follow the rainbow wherever the four winds blow, and there'll be a new day your way. I'm gonna be here for you from now on. This you know somehow. You've been stretched to the limits, but it's all right now. And I'm gonna make you a promise. If there's life after this, I'm gonna be there to meet you with a warm, wet kiss. And I'm gonna love you like nobody loves you, and I learn your trust making memories of us. I'm gonna love you like nobody loves you,
So for those of you who may not know, beautiful little Peaches, who featured there, is going home to live with Amanda, I believe. So she's one very lucky little doll. I'm sure you girls in the village will miss Peaches, but she's going to a very good home, I think. So yeah, she's going to be very well taken care of. Well, it's hard to capture everything about someone we've loved in such a short amount of time. The memories and the photos that have been shared today make up just a small part of the sort of person that Robin was to you all. I hope that each of you will leave here today remembering the good times you spent with her, the things that you have learned and the memories that you will now keep close to your heart. Robin lived a meaningful life, one marked by adventure, love and a determination to live her best life. Her spirit will live on in the stories that we share and the love that continues to connect us, and her presence is a lasting reminder of just how special people like Robin are in our lives. On the tribute card that you all have in your hand today, there's a beautiful poem on the back of the card. I'd like to share that, our lovely words of comfort as we prepare to say farewell. Weep for me, though I have gone into that gentle night. Grieve if you will, but not for long, upon my soul's sweet flight. I am at peace, my soul's at rest, there is no need for tears, for with your love I was so blessed for all those many years. There is no pain I suffer not, the fear is now all gone. Put now these things out of your thoughts, in your memory I live on. Remember not my fight for breath, remember not the strife, but please do not dwell upon my death, but celebrate my life. Well, today has been a day full of fond and loving memories and will be remembered for many reasons, but mainly I hope it will be remembered by you all as a very special day in which you are able to pay your last respects and say a fond farewell to a lady whom you were all privileged to have known. I have one short verse to share today I feel certain Robert would want you all to remember. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories that I leave when my life is done. All there is left to say is rest in peace, Robin, and wherever you are, may there be a heated political debate going on, a winning hand at cards, a lucky run on the pokies, and Rosemary's waiting for you with a nice cold Scotch and Coke. You are one of a kind and you will be missed. I hope you have a lovely afternoon celebrating Rob's life, and thank you all so much again for being here today. It means the world.
Strong when I am on your shoulder.
to purchase a drink, of course. It is a Friday afternoon, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere. 4 o'clock somewhere. Oh, 4. Oh, I like that even better. So, absolutely. So yes, just out that door there's a bar. You probably all know that anyway, but there's going to be some refreshments, some tea, coffee and food arriving shortly, and I'll have a lot of
Thank you so much.